It's Hip Hop Nation, straight hip hop hits, period. The Sarge OQ Revue. We have somebody here tonight that's an innovator,
Wow.
a groundbreaker. He didn't even know it.
Whoa.
He was crossing genres and breaking spaces that Drake and others and Party Next Doors and all the others comfortably ride in that space. He was fusing hip hop and R&B to what it is today. You know, you heard him on the Bedrock song before all of the other stuff.
Yeah.
Before Drake was really singing, you know, he taught Drake some of those melodies.
No, don't say that now. Don't say.
You know, he had one of the biggest head crack lyrics. Had all of the young girls saying, "Is it she's fine too, or is she 5'2"? Lloyd's here with us. What's up, sir?
What up, Reg? How you feel, bruh?
Man, God is good.
Hey, he is good, man. She, he, whoever's up there, man, they good, man.
Let me tell you something. And you know, in the list of everything that you've been doing, you know, you are also a survivor in a fast-paced, disposable, musical world. You're still here. And thing is, when everybody said, you know, Lloyd got a new single out, I thought it was gonna be something, you know, that fit the quote unquote box that everybody wants to put an artist in.
Right.
But when I saw the depth of the new song,
yeah,
I'm like, whoa, is this the old Lloyd? You know what I'm saying? So how do you know, like, number one, you know, how's it? You took some time off, some things happened.
Yeah.
And like a real artist, you put that into the latest single, True.
Well, first off, let me say thank you for having me.
Hey, man.
It's an honor to be here. For a few years in the beginning, I had to walk by this studio, you know, because it's the hip hop. This is hip hop, man. And
but you've always been hip hop.
No, I have been, and I always had a real respect, love, admiration for the culture. I was always right there on the brink of putting out some rap records.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's been a few times where I actually went to the studio to record hooks. One time in particular, Jeezy called me to record one of the first tracks we did, and I went in there and just freestyle for about 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And he goes, "That's nice, but I need you to sing." I need you to sing this damn hook though.
But that was in the old world.
You know what I mean? And I'm like, man, I just want to rap too. You know, so I'm just really happy to be here, man. To be one of the few who actually, you know, considered to be rhythm and blues.
Yeah.
To be respected or accepted in the hip hop community. Because it's no joke. I also want to say, man, just big shout out to y'all for all you've done over the past few years, because when I first started, there was no satellite radio.
Yeah.
There was no direct content. There was no way for artists to really be able to access their fans directly and on such a wide scale with such class too, might I say so.
How do you feel being in that new space of saying, you know what, you know, whereas I needed, you know, a full-blown record label to do certain things, and for them people to have to set me up, and we have to be 6 weeks out and all of the other stuff like that, as opposed to the immediacy of what is today's music environment.
When I first came in, the reason why I did go with a major was because that's what was there for me. So it wasn't really like something that I thought I was missing out on by not going independent, or I was losing money, because I was able to be a part of something that was kind of ready-made. It was already had everything in place that you could ask for, and they had an independent mentality with Irv Gotti.
Yeah.
So that was amazing. But in being in music and behind music for so long, I've had the opportunity to work with some real independent gurus like Gucci Mane or Jim Jones, or even have conversations with Master P. And I just kind of started to respect and admire people who took their destiny into their own hands. And so here I am for the first time, really, other than say a mixtape, actually releasing music independently. Yeah.
But let me ask you, you know what else? Because perspectives are everything.
Okay.
And sometimes, you know, as we use certain terminology, that bag is so simple to get, that big bag. But is this particular formula a better way? Because seemingly that bag has kind of made that big bag of money up front and signing to these labels, seemingly it's kind of made folks lazier in a sense of knowing business. like as an independent, don't you have to know more and be on top of stuff a little bit more?
Well,
Isn't that?
well, the music industry that I represent is about relationships.
Mm-hmm.
And coming in early, I was able to develop just some really, really solid relationships with some really solid individuals, such as yourself, man. I couldn't buy my way in here right now.
Yeah.
So I think that with that being said, I think there's a pro and a con to each side. I think that there's always a sense of relaxation when you know that you have other people to be able to do things for you. You know what I mean? Like whether you, even if it's just making music, if you got producers that can make the beats for you and an engineer that can mix the beats for you and a writer who can write the songs for you, then you probably don't have to really cram your brain with so much pressure. But I also am a real fan of people who can do it for themselves.
Yeah.
And I've learned that no matter who it is, it always takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of sacrifice. And usually when you sacrifice more, you get a bigger payout. I mean, that's just the way the world goes, I think. But I'm not an advocate for either or. I just am a fan of however you can get your music out there.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And Lloyd is running for president. Send contributions and donations. But let's play the new single and come back. Because I want to get deep. I want them to hear it. You know, for those who haven't heard it, I want them to hear the new single, and then I want to talk about just everything that's going through this layoff during this layoff period that inspired such a beautiful song. I'm man enough to say it's a beautiful song. And true. 877-604-4746. Lloyd's here with us. Hip Hop Nation. Hip Hop Nation, straight hip hop hits, period. Lloyd, multi-platinum artist.
What up, Reg?
Innovator and all that other stuff. Groundbreaker is here hanging out with us. Shout out to my man, Big D the Weatherman. Good to see him. Hanging out with you, man. Cause and everybody else is part of your team, man. It's good to see
D the Weatherman. That's what they call you, huh? I guess the forecast up top is clear skies.
Sometimes he makes it rain.
That means he's bald, ladies and gentlemen.
So true. This song, man, you got to break it down a little bit because it starts off by just a grabbing lyric. Lost it all. My friends, my loved ones. Where'd that come from?
That comes from many places. That comes from losing loved ones, losing my father when I was a kid, losing my sister, losing a child, losing the opportunity at the time to be something that I always wanted, which was a father. It talks about friendships, relationships that I've had once in my life that are, different or no longer. As you grow and you progress and you start to move in different kind of circles.
Stop right there.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing, I'm man enough to say it. I went to a therapist and everything.
Yeah.
Because I actually wanted to, I was actually thinking about, the marriage thing.
Okay.
And the girl that I was, I was going, she was like, until you deal with your daddy issues, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I understand the whole father part that you just said,
Right.
And honestly speaking, I think that having daddy issues or father issues are part of the reason why, like, I've been kind of scared to have a kid. I'm like, you know what? Am I gonna fuck it up like he did? Or
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you were on the verge of having a child, and
Yeah.
Things happen.
And like you said, you went to a therapist. Now I didn't go to a therapist because I was kind of scared to go see a therapist, but I used the music as my kind of release,
like a catharsis thing.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Check this one out. Disappeared from the scene and left my old team.
Mm-hmm.
Had to find a new approach to an old dream.
Mm-hmm.
Break that one down.
Man, always been into music, and when you first come into the game, you're kind of naive, you're a little ignorant, you're a little green, a little square as they call it, and you're just happy to be out on the scene, doing your thing, and then you have to adapt real quick. You have to learn the game. You have to toughen up a little bit. You got to know who's where and why and what they're for, and when you start to gain that kind of perspective, then sometimes you start to move in different directions. And that line in particular was about, a lot of people ask me what happened before.
Yeah.
You was with the Ink. What happened with that? You was with Interscope. What happened with that? Did you sign the Young Money? What, that kind of thing. And that line was about kind of me and the Ink's kind of departure, and then talking about a new approach to an old dream.
I can't lie to you. When I first met you, it was with Irv Gotti.
Yeah.
And it's just funny. I'm just funny with words. It's like Lloyd, loyal. And I just saw the loyalty that whole component had at one time. Was it, do you miss the old team at times?
Well, miss in the
sense of, me,
no, yeah,
Irv,
I know
John,
what you mean. I know what you mean. I think that there's no comparison to having other warriors next to you, or your brothers. There's no comparison to not being a standalone kind of individual, because when you're in a unit, you could kind of rely on other people to kind of pick you up when you feel down. But I won't say miss, because I believe that it happens for a reason. It builds content, character, and I think that I'm a much doper individual now than I was then. And that's not because of that or them. It's just because that's just the way the world is supposed to go. You grow, you progress. So no regrets at all. But I still talk to, my people, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
No,
Shout out to Jai and Ashanti and BJ the Wolf.
This song is so deep, man. It makes you look at, and I can imagine what everything after this song is going to be like and about, when you said, during this time, stepping away from the music scene, the hustle and bustle. Let's move him here, move him there. What did you get to see from the outside during that time, during a break? Because like you said, you use the word warrior.
Mm-hmm.
In the military, I'm still in the military.
Mm-hmm.
In the military, there's a big problem with suicide.
Mm-hmm.
And, they're telling other warriors that, hey, it's all right to take a knee, because you ain't got to be strong all the time. It's okay to take a knee sometimes. What was it like when you took your knee and you stepped outside of the business a little bit to see, how it was and did your assessment?
I think I became closer to people, to all kinds of people, just to individuals in general. I think when I'm on my hustle and bus, a lot of times I'm separated. A lot of times I'm isolated, if you will. So having that time, I really got to connect with just people, man. People in my neighborhood, people that I probably never would have the chance to really have conversations with. And I realized that we have a lot of similarities, in that there's a lot of things that are unspoken a lot of times, especially in men, that that is okay to talk about, and it's only one way for it to it's only one way for it to end well, and that's to talk about it and to let it go. And with this song in particular, even inside my own family, having to deal with bouts of depression from close loved ones, even going through my own little bouts of depression. I think that to be able to admit it, to express it, talk about it, is tough for a lot of people, but it's so necessary, man. And I think that in the time that I've been away, seeing all the episodes of mental health breakdowns that have happened, not even just in music, but just in the world, man, where people don't feel like they don't have someone to talk to, or who won't understand them. They bottle it all up, and the next thing you know, they're losing their mind. They're trying to harm themselves or harm another group of people. So I thought that in the song, I wanted it to be okay for guys especially to put the pride aside for just a few minutes, be vulnerable and be real, be human, you know what I mean? Because I started to understand that the more human I became, the more that people adored me, the people
Cause
related to me.
Regular guys like me, sitting around, getting average pussy and, traveling. I'm saying, what a guy like Lloyd, a pretty motherfucker. What are you talking about? But it's good to see that, I don't want to equate, the spirituality with.
I got you. No, I got
with that other side, but
yeah,
it's
spiritual too.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's like, so sometimes we think that everybody got the whole world, man, but deep down inside, man, they're kind of empty, and that seems like sort of the space.
And then you realize that the person who is most at peace with themselves, who can identify with who they are, why they are that way, how they would like to be, how they can get there, that person is usually the real success.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, man, 877-604-4750. Before you get out of here, I want to talk about, just what's on the horizon, what's on the horizons.
Yep.
And when can we expect a full-length project, et cetera, et cetera?
Well, this morning I ran Hudson City, what is it called? The Hudson River track or trail or whatever.
The walk out there, to run out there on the West Side Highway?
Yeah, I ran that. I did about 6 miles this morning. So I think the first thing on the horizon is a cramp.
Okay.
In my leg.
Understood.
That's gonna.
I ran that, by the way. I ran from Battery Park. I ran from 59th Street. No, from 49th Street all the way to Battery Park.
Yeah.
Yeah. You should have called me, motherfucker.
I got you. I'll be here tomorrow. I'll be on it.
All right.
So that's on the horizon. Music-wise, I'm gonna release an EP.
Okay.
That includes True. So True is the launch. The EP is gonna be about 4 songs. I'm gonna put it out through Empire.
Okay.
With my boy Ghazi. Shout out to him and the team.
They
work hard, man.
About Empire.
They work hard, and I also just got a chance to be a part of the new series called Atlanta that's coming out on FX. My boy Childish Gambino, Donald Glover, he put it together. He asked me to be a part of it. That's my dog. We went to high school together. And can I act? I don't know. I guess we got to see when it come out, man.
They called you. That means they need that demographic that you bring.
Yeah, but I didn't have to audition, so it's kind of one of those.
Hey man, fake it till you make it. By the 3rd episode, you'll be a pro at this shit. Emmy time.
Believe it.
Hey man, listen to me seriously. You could think I'm bullshitting or not, but I'm telling you right now. Number one, this song is super introspective, and for you to put it out there and open up, your world to your audience like that takes courage, and to be a survivor in this game, when you took a body shot, body blows that you're taking and got right back up, man. That's a testament to who you really, really are, man.
Thank you.
And we wish you nothing but success, and Sirius XM is your home.
Hey man, it's good to be back home, man.
It's Hip Hop Nation.